Greetings, fellow traders. Bubba here. It's time for the lunchtime market update for Monday, September the 14th, 2020. I hope everybody's having a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. All right, let's check and see where we're at the market here today. So SPX up 54 points. Still red on the monthly chart, below the upper Bollinger Band. Weekly chart, inside week so far. So we're contained by last week's candle. Again, don't forget we still have this open gap below, and we're in the Cloud Canyon right here. So we are seeing a lot of back and forth action right now as the volatility seems to be increasing. Daily chart, okay, so we're back at the prior all-time high level, that pivot level back here, right? So it's obviously a significant level of interest. We are testing the ADMA, the 8-day moving average exponential right here. We bounced off of the 50-day moving average for a little bit of a move up. So now let's see if it can continue to work its way up, right, where we go from here. So let's take a look at the SPY. One of the big things today is that we have not been seeing a lot of volume, right? Look at where we are compared to yesterday. We're over halfway through the day, and it's like nothing, right? So we talked about that in the group this morning. We said, look, guys, we had a really crazy week last week, right? Some big candles, some big ranges, so don't be surprised if we get some choppy action this week. Sometimes we can get real excited when we get some great moves. We had an awesome week last week. Sometimes we have to know when to kind of put on the brakes a little bit when the market puts on the brakes. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on there. Let's take a look at the ES did here this morning. So this is a pretty interesting move here today. We've got a couple key levels right here. So one of the things is sometimes through our signal zones, well, let me get this, I'm trying to get these Fibonacci's here out. There, and there we go. So last night, right, we were testing these two signal zones, right? We found a resistance level right here, right, and we're kind of there at the all-time highs, or at the highs of the night or highs of the day. So we've been chopping around here between signal zones. We held the geometrical this morning. It came back down and ticked, a key pivot level right here from this morning, which also corresponded with the high of Friday. Right, so on the ES, right, the real-time, hours right there. So real-time trading. So the intraday trade high, right? So we ticked off of that this morning. Members actually grabbed that and did quite well off of it. And then we basically were coming into a sketchy area right here through the signal zone. But once we cleared through there, we got a nice pullback off of this for a nice move to the top of the signal zone, which finished an impulsive move up, right? So here it looks like we're in a consolidation mode right now. It looks like A, B, C potential. So let's see if they can gear up. If this, the bigger the chop, the bigger the pop out of this one, if it can try to work its way back up again. So let's see how that goes into the rest of the day. Let's take a look at the MES here and see how things are going too. Let's get some geometric lines here and kind of track those here throughout the day. So really this choppy mess that we're in right now is really just a big triangle, right? So let's see how that holds going into the rest of the day. Let's take a look at the Qs and see how they're behaving this morning. So pretty interesting, right? We actually saw a flush in the Qs pretty quickly, right? So they just they really pushed back, and then they bought the dip. We were in all the pre-market levels right here, so kind of is what it is. Didn't really break down, but it gave a nice bounce opportunity right there, coming back to the 15 orb high right here, and a little bit of a bounce off of that right now. Let's take a look at the IWM. So the IWM is actually pretty strong this morning. We're seeing some strength in some of the casino names, a couple of the kind of the smaller names like that. The banks have been really strong this morning too, which are holding things up. A little bit of a bull flag breakout here this morning. Another little kind of tight move here to the geometric line for a bit of a move up here on the IWM. We'll take a look at a couple of those here today. What else? So let's take a look at that. So we got Apple. Okay, so Apple, pretty interesting, right? One quick dip buy off the lows right here where the Qs got a nice move up. We're really just kind of still chopping around right here. I was hoping for a little more action out of Apple today, but really not much there. Tesla, though, is doing a squeeze. We wrote about that in our morning report this morning to the group that say, keep an eye on Tesla, guys. We're gapping up. Let's see if they start squeezing again, and they did, and members have capitalized well on this today. You can see we've had a nice push-ups right here. Let's take a look. Let's get some levels here. Right, so this was about a 236, right, which is not really my favorite, but this one right here, a nice 382 pullback, right, actually hit the 50% retracement of this move up, and then we got a nice hammer right here with increasing volume that kind of started to get things going again, and you can see from here to here, we had another 382 for a push to the upside. So pretty good moves on Tesla, higher highs, higher lows, a very, very trending day on this one, and you can see how that looks here on the on the 15-minute chart, holding the ADMA all day. Nice little low volume pullbacks to the ADMA and getting nice bounces off of those. So good stuff on Tesla today. What else is going on though? So Oracle was awarded, I guess, the right to buy TikTok. So it's kind of chopping around a little bit. It's really interesting, right? So it actually got halted today. It's just chopping around its 15-minute range. Whereas Microsoft, who did not get TikTok, which is kind of interesting, right? So Microsoft said they wanted all the data, everything, all the algos and all that stuff. And TikTok, like, no, you don't get the algos. And so it's like, what's so now Oracle, like we're still vulnerable with one of the biggest data companies in the country. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes. Anyway, potential bull flag here on Microsoft as it's holding the 15-orb high. We pointed this out on the live stream this morning, the relative strength in Microsoft, and in fact, here you could see that it gave us a nice 382 pullback right here off of the open for a buyable dip on Microsoft to get through the 15-orb high and then push through the prior lows. And then after this one, right, we got another dip right here that was buyable right to the pullback of the 15-orb low and another 382 for a nice move up. So a couple good moves, nice momentum moves on Microsoft this morning that we pointed out in the group here today. A couple other ones. NVIDIA had an amazing gap up today and then a fast reversal off of it, right? So it really didn't get any strength off of that one. So just kind of keep an eye on that. It's holding the pre-market levels right now, so just kind of hanging out there. But MU was really the one that that was the stellar one. We had members that were swinging this one. They really like this one. Let's take a look here. So daily chart, they just like the pullback right here. It was a great move. There was a bit of a geometric line right here from the previous lows that kind of gave it some nice sentiment on that one. Started to get strong on Friday, and then boom, you get this huge gap up today, right to the 200-day moving average, right to the cloud. So it was a great gap up on that one, and congratulations to everybody who traded that. Bank of America. So this is interesting. I just want to point this out on the financials. Inside day up, which is pretty good, and it had a cloud break. But when we saw the sectors this morning, how strong the financials were, this was nice as well. This was the only one that really gave like a decent pullback this morning back to the 15 order before a bounce to the upside. It came back again with an inside 15 up and back over the ADMA. So let's see how that holds for the rest of the day. I have not looked at Goldman Sachs yet, but we got a chart request for Goldman. Again, the financials are pretty strong today, but you can see Goldman's not playing along with JP Morgan and Bank of America. So this is kind of chopping around here. Big triangle range. Let's see if we can get, it's like a triangle within a triangle within a triangle, right? So it's just getting really, really tight here. Maybe Goldman will start to move again. Snap is an interesting one. So Snap is down here this morning, but it did give a nice bounce off the daily ADMA. And right here you can see it did give a buyable dip with a retrace to kind of give it a little bit of a push back to the upside, but now it's just kind of chopping around again. Not really, a lot of tapering volume on that one, and a little bit challenging there. Walmart gave a big spike today too. I did not catch the news on that one. I don't think it was TikTok related. Basically, all they were saying right here, drone delivery, I guess, was part of it, so that kind of got things going a little bit, and it had some big call activity on it, but just a nasty pullback off of that. Again, Walmart is a tough one to day trade, guys, so this is one to kind of just be like, all right, just see how it's going, but it's left a big upper shadow here off the ADMA, and it's kind of given that sentiment for, more negative sentiment on it, again, based on the chart, so very, very interesting one there. Docu is another one. Members did well on a swing over the weekend. We like the pullback to the upper trend line right here, so it got a nice gap up, so that definitely gave a good overnight trade. Nikola. So Nikola, again, the company came out and defended themselves. And look, they happened to defend it right here at the support level. So it got a nice move up right there. It's kind of eating its way into the gap right now. It's already had a pretty big range today. But you can see here, it's kind of looking a little weak this morning. They defended it this morning, came back in, and then you got an inside 5 up, broke through the 60 anchor levels back to the ADMA, and then another push to the upside on Nikola. Roku. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. So Roku, again, doing kind of choppy right here, right kind of in the middle of the range right here. We had a big downward trend this morning. Here's our channel that we drew. Failed to break over it with any sort of authority, and it's leaving us with an inside day and still under the ADMA on the daily chart. And last but not least, let's take a look at DKNG. So DKNG with a huge spike this morning to all-time highs, right? Breaking out of all these levels right here. Again, kind of a strange one, right? So this is well, one of the good things about this is Paul, if you guys follow Algo382, he's in our group and does a lot of great Elliott wave counts, and this was on his bullish count on his game plan for it today. So gave a little bit of pullback here intraday, but then just launched, right? So apparently they're teaming up with ESPN. I mean, it's just kind of odd, to see like these big sports names that are teaming up with gambling companies. It's like, really, guys? But anyway, it is what it is. So it gave a nice spike up here this morning, and members actually jumped in this on this pullback here. We have a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, possibly 5 right here. It's kind of chopping around right now, but a great momentum move because of the volume and just good strength in that one. So good stuff there, guys. I hope everybody has a great rest of your trading day today. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe so you can stay in the game. And I'll talk to you guys soon.